our youngest president, the savior of Africa, the most loud, the all-in-all, Captain Ibrahim Traore. Ibrahim Traore has opened doors. He has lifted a ban on visa for all Black Americans who were taken out of the African continent over 400 years ago, and they are living in America and all the other parts of the world, developing, using their brains, their money, their everything to help develop those countries to come back home. That the door is open. They don't need any visa to visit Burkina Faso. Whatsoever way that you think you can help all the other Africans, come. Burkina Faso is opening the doors to you. You are not a foreigner. You are a black man. Situation took you there. And today, you are welcomed home. Whatsoever knowledge you have that it can help the people, your black race, your brothers back home in Africa, Burkina Faso is calling you to come. Come and use your knowledge to help the people.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel once again. My name is Dash Lifestyle. Kindly for watching me for the first time, remember to subscribe, like, share, and also comment. So guys, I want us to watch this video from Captain Ibrahim Traore. The Black Americans and Black people in the Caribbean, they have officially joined Ibrahim Traore army. Ibrahim Traore, he is receiving and welcoming the Black Americans and the Black people in the Caribbean in Burkina Faso. So kindly guys, watch this video till the end, then I'll be back with more comment.
When the children of Africa were taken out of Africa as slaves, all they ever wanted to do was to come back home to Africa. Each and every one of them that you see, many of them are coming to Africa for the first time. They are bringing with them the spirits of their ancestors to put them to rest here in Burkina Faso. And that's mission number one. You have over 300 million African diaspora who are looking up to you. We are here to show you that we are with you. We support you. We are behind you. And we will not let you down. Many of us were told, don't go to Burkina Faso. It's a war-torn country. Guns all over the street. Mr. President, we want you to know that the more they told us not to go to Burkina Faso, the more we ran to Burkina Faso. Mission number two, we have watched you, Mr. President. You stand for everything that we have hoped for in an African man. Courageous, fearless, and in their faces. France, unapologetically, you told France, pack your bags and go home. You, Mr. President, and the people of Burkina Faso have done it, and we have a responsibility to support you.
They surely told you that it is an unvisitable country. They told you that it's death here. It's war. There is only negative things, and Burkina is called black. That here, only blood and weapons flow. That's what is said elsewhere.
C'est ce qui s'est dit ailleurs. Dieu merci, vous êtes bien arrivé.
Thank God you arrived safely. You were able to be in Bobo Dioulasso. You've lived with us. Our culture is what binds us Africans.
Nous Africains. Vous avez pu communier avec beaucoup d'autres nationalités qui sont venues.
You were able to commune with many other nationalities who came to celebrate with us. Everything went very well. Now you are in Ouagadougou, and I hope that you are very well received, very well housed, and that you managed to commune with your brothers here. This is an important message that you are sending to everyone, and now you will be the ambassadors of this message when you are at home. That Burkina is very friendly. We live in Burkina Faso. What they want to make people believe is not Burkina. This is what they draw to get people to flee Burkina, and they depict all of Africa like that. For them, Africa is misery. Africa is famine. Africa is war, but it's them who are responsible for this war. We need to unite, but they have always been there to divide us, to be able to reign on us through slavery. Our ancestors experienced it, and until today, we have it fed up in our flesh, but it continues. Our great people were deported, tortured, and again when they had their war, we supported them, but they paid us in monkey money. Others were killed when they tried to stake their claim. Several of them died in their village as a result of the war. Never recognized the work of the African. Our mission is first of all to awaken Africa and do better, so that you from the diaspora can make people understand what Africa is. When I see you, united in this association, I feel even more proud because that's all we are asking for today. Our fight is to be able to unite, because united we are strong, divide we are weak. They have always worked to divide us, so I urge you to spread the message so that Africa can unite. We have been lucky or unlucky enough to live through war for several years, and at some point, we had to say enough is enough, that we are fed up. We have taken our responsibilities, and we realize today more than ever that we were right to take our responsibilities. Because these armies that were installed here were never able at any time to monitor our territory, to see the terrorists who came to kill us and leave with all the means they had when we asked them to leave.
Comrade fighters, for freedom, for sovereignty, and real independence, hello. Let us give thanks to God who allowed this day, day 11, to take place, and that we could meet in this bowl of the Palais des Sports to discuss the future of our homeland. Following your decision on May 25 to entrust us with the destiny of our homeland for 5 more years, be grateful for it. We do not see this as a mandate, but we understood it as a message that was given to us. And the message was very well received. And we will do everything to always earn your trust. Allow me also to pay a vibrant tribute to all these defense forces, these internal security forces, our valiant volunteers for the defense of the homeland, and all these populations who live in these areas with a strong security challenge, who are standing up. We pay tribute to them, and we say thank you for all the sacrifices made for our homeland. I ask you that we can therefore observe a minute of silence to honor the memory of all those who lost their lives in this fight. Thank you. May the souls of the deceased rest in peace, and may the injured recover. Comrades, the emotion is great, of course, but allow me to articulate my remarks in 3 phases. The first phase will concern the stage from which I will explain to you how we see this world. The second phase, we will devote ourselves to explaining to you why we must continue to fight. And then the most important step would be to briefly outline the vision for the future, if I can put it that way. During these 20-some months spent at the head of state, We have had to meet several politicians from all sides. We met hundreds of diplomats from all sides. We met businessmen from all over the world. We have been open to all these exchanges, to all these discussions, to be able to learn from the world, to be able to understand the world. And today, I think that the opportunity is very good for me to be able to explain to you what conclusions we have drawn from all these meetings that we have had with politicians from all continents, diplomats from all the continents. It's very important. The conclusion we have drawn is very important, and it should allow you to understand the world. Because often in our countries, we do not have this perspective of being able to have access to certain people who will teach you a lot of things through their behavior, through their words, and also by telling you how they see us. Comrades, God created the world with all that there is in terms of happiness, misfortune, good, evil, humans, genies, animals, and everything that goes with it. But we humans have decided to make the world something else. Among the imperialists, they have a vision of the world that I will explain to you. The world is a triangle for them. You will see the triangle in most of their badges. Maybe you don't understand, but the world can be summed up in a triangle. For them, at the top of the triangle is the empire of good. And the empire of good is them. It is prosperity. It is everything that is positive. It is they who have the right to all that is happiness in this world. It is they who have the right to all wealth. It is to them to impose their way of seeing the world. It is up to them to impose their vision, their way of life. 2. This is why, during colonization or their conquest, I would say they came to our lands and they said that they discovered our lands because for them, we are savages. We have nothing like them, actually. So they called us natives, and they are the people. They arrogate all the rights to themselves. And for them, the world must work the way they want it to. It's simple. I'll take a few examples. Look through their film. They have prepared the minds of their people to make them understand that they are the best. Aspect, who among us has not treated Chinese products as Shintox products, as we like to call them, bad products? But today I can tell you that we are all wrong because China has a fairly advanced level of technology. And it is in China that most of these countries come to obtain their supplies, put their mark on it, and resell it to us as their property. Look around you. Our entrepreneurs who are in the construction industry will not say the opposite. All their machines today are Chinese. Those who carry out transport will not say otherwise. They lied to us because we traveled around the world a bit in these 20 months to look for companies, to look for factories. And we understood that everything was coming back there. But through their communication, they led us to hate all Chinese products, to want us to understand that what is good came from them. Not necessarily anyway. It's simple. Go back in time. To better understand what I would say, we need to go back in time a little. And I hope that some people will read about the Tsars, the Mongol conquests, the Persian, Turkish, and Ottoman empires. Read their story, you will understand why the world is like this. At the base of the triangle, there are two empires. On one side, the evil empire, according to them, and the slave empire on the other side. This is how they see the world. Who do they call the evil empire? Which I just cited the origin of right away. And I told you to go back in time, go read it. You will understand why they are the evil empire in their eyes. They are fighting the evil empire. For them, the evil empire must disappear. For them, the evil empire embodies the devil. They communicate and they make it clear to their people that way. This is why, after the Second World War in the 1980s, I would take the case of Russia, where all the stratagems were implemented to collapse it with President Gorbachev. In the United States, it was President Ronald Reagan who was in charge. Three main stratagems caught our attention. So they went to Saudi Arabia to ask them to lower the price of oil from 35 to 7 to collapse the Russian economy. Along with this, the second ploy. Don't forget something. These same people who have just left Afghanistan, supposedly saying they were fighting the Taliban. The Taliban were received by President Ronald Reagan at the White House. They were armed by the CIA. The famous Stinger ground-air missiles were delivered to the Taliban to fight the Russians. And later, they come to supposed to fight them. Go figure it out. The third ploy was a bluff. The Ideas Project, Star Wars. Read. You will understand why they got President Gorbachev to create the Polos Project, which broke Russia. Once Russia collapsed, those who claimed to be from the empire began to gloat, until this team came along with Vladimir Putin to try to bring Russia back to the surface. The evil empire. The evil empire, according to them, suffered greatly. Look at Iran today. All the possible sanctions, and for this they put a cliché in mind. The African is easy to manipulate. He is only emotion. They will always find an African to fight against his brother. And it's always been like that. Through communication, they made you hate your own skin color. In our cultures, and in many cultures in Burkina Faso, mourning was symbolized by the color blue. When a woman loses her husband, she therefore wore blue-colored outfits to mourn for a given time. They are the ones who came to tell you that black symbolizes mourning, the devil, mediocrity, everything that is bad. And unfortunately, we have swallowed this so much that when we grieve, we also put ourselves in black. We need to wake up. We need to wake up, because this is the cliché they have in mind. They are the empire of good, others are the empire of evil, and we are the empire of slaves. This is how the imperialists see the world. You must understand this. And here, I am going to rant against certain intellectuals who continue to want to preach for the imperialists. Are they ignoring this part of the story? I'm not inventing anything. It's been declassified. You will find everything I said in the library or everywhere on the search engines. Haven't these intellectuals read that? Do they not know the history of this world? Perhaps it is dishonesty or a few dollar bills that leads them to always preach for the imperialists. Our intellectuals must be able to preach at all times, to raise awareness among our people, our popular masses, so that they understand where they come from and how they are seen by the imperialists. Let's take the history of a few wars. You followed the Iraq War, a big lie that was invented, supposedly about possession of weapons of mass destruction. Some senators in the United States did everything to have the evidence. They didn't get it. Remember that several people resigned from the CIA after this war. Evidence has been invented everywhere. Western secret services helped them fabricate evidence. And we remember that the same Niger was accused in his time by setting up a false agreement, a false contract for the sale of uranium to Iraq. This is the same process that they wanted to bring about last time for supposedly Niger selling uranium clandestinely to Iran. That they had no proof. Even the United Nations ultimately found that there was no tangible proof of the presence of weapons of mass destruction. But they had their objective, which was to destroy Iraq. They destroyed Iraq. They created the Islamic State, just like they created the Taliban in the 80s, the armies, equipping them, and then they pretend to come and fight them. Understand the game. It's gone on for too long. We need to wake up and understand all this and become aware of our situation and fight for our future. This whole war was invented passing through Iraq, Syria, Libya, with the aim of destabilizing the world for their benefit, because no one should be able to match them. This is what we are experiencing today in the Sahel also, that they have imposed on us, because they will always find black people who will get excited and who will take up arms against their black brothers. This is what we are experiencing. They never left this model. Unfortunately, many people agree with them. Because of a few dollar bills, they sell themselves much cheaper to the enemy, to the imperialist, and they begin to fight their brothers.
General Michael Langley of the United States Army is talking about arresting Captain Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso, our very own Captain Ibrahim Traore, aka President of Africa. General Langley is talking about arresting President of Africa. Let me ask you this. Do you think General Langley has any jurisdictional powers to arrest a president of a different country? Do you think he has that power to arrest any president whatsoever in Africa? And let me ask you this also. What do you think would happen, right, if a Nigerian general, a general in the Nigerian army or South African army just wake up one day and say, you know what, I am going to arrest President Trump of the United States because President Trump is using the country's resources to protect himself and to protect his administration and to protect his own wealthy friends. I am going to arrest him. What do you think would happen if any general anywhere attempts to arrest President of the United States? What do you think would happen? While you're thinking about that, I would like you to watch this video here. Okay? Thank you. I will come back and ask you more questions. Thank you.
Most of you who are young like me, we were born into this system. But that's not what can allow Burkina to thrive. Because in this situation, there are only two cases. Either we accept to fight or we remain slaves forever. I told you once, there are those who are slaves in their minds. They can only serve their master. And those people try every time to manipulate you. You must advise each other. Because every situation can be exploited by these enemies of the nation to try to discourage you, to demotivate you. So you must advise each other and not pay attention to certain remarks, even on some media. Not everyone is obliged to be patriotic. You are the first patriots. You have decided to defend the homeland. There is nothing better than that. Those who want to support you, let them support you. Those who want to discourage you through writings, you must close your ears and move forward. As for those, we will fight them here. So we must remember something. Recently, there is a so-called NGO. It's not even an NGO, because NGO stands for non-governmental organization. They are not non-governmental because they are funded by a federal budget, by a state. This so-called NGO produces reports claiming that the FDS and the VDP commit abuses. It went in here, it came out there. It's to tarnish your morale. It's to scare you, to prevent you from being able to fight. No. Moreover, we are going to file a complaint against this NGO because people need to understand something. What is happening to us here? It's true that they have manipulated part of our populations in the Sahel here, but they didn't have that kind of weaponry. What brought such significant weaponry into their ranks? It's Libya. Who destroyed Libya? It's this NGO, the same NGO that made false reports and gave them to those who wanted to create a rebellion so that people would intervene and overthrow Gaddafi. And the powder keg ended up being poured into the Sahel. These millions of lives that have been taken in the Sahel, we must file a complaint against this NGO because it is responsible for these false reports it made to support this thesis of attacking Libya. They have no moral lessons to give us.
Indeed, Captain, they have absolutely no moral lessons to teach us. Captain Ibrahim Traore is passionate, he is knowledgeable, he is fit, and he's exactly the African leader we have been praying for all these years. Please, African leaders, please support him, protect him. Please follow his footsteps. Please speak with one voice. Come together and speak with one voice against Westerners who are trying to colonize us again, who are trying to go into Africa and steal our resources, who are trying to divide us, who are trying to push us backwards. Please, 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 please. And to my fellow Africans, if we've not been paying attention, this is the time for us to pay attention and get involved. And also, if you have any comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. If you have answers to the questions that I asked previously, also drop them in the comment section. Thank you once again.
They killed Fred Hampton. They killed Rosa Luxemburg. They killed Che Guevara. They killed Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. They killed Ghassan Kanafani and George Howie and Mehdi Amil. They killed Chris Hani. They killed Patrice Lumumba and Salvador Allende. They killed my goat, Thomas Sankara, which is something I'll never come to terms with. George Abdullah and Ahmed Sadat are rotting in prison, along with so many political prisoners. Pro-Palestinian protesters are being deported. And now they're trying to kill Ibrahim Traore. They've already tried over a dozen times. Meanwhile, a self-proclaimed fascist, a literal war criminal, Itamar Ben Ba'ir, is freely roaming the streets of New York. What is it going to take? Ibrahim Traore needs to be protected at any cost. Any and all cost. Protect this man. For God's sake, protect this man.
So guys, I hope you have watched that video from Burkina Faso. Ibrahim Traore welcoming the black Americans and the black people in the Caribbean in Burkina Faso. Right now, black Americans, they have showed much support towards Ibrahim Traore. Recently, we saw United States and France. They came out and send a threat to Ibrahim Traore. They want to arrest Ibrahim Traore because they are saying that Ibrahim Traore, he is a dictator. He's using Burkina Faso gold to protect himself. But we know all that it is a lie. We have so much of black Americans and the African people and the black people in the Caribbean coming out and also warning the United States and France not to try and arrest Ibrahim Traore. And also we have seen how Ibrahim Traore is welcoming the black Americans. Ibrahim Traore, he has come out and welcomed the black Americans and the black people in the Caribbean, telling them that feel at home, because we know what happened during slavery. These people, they were taken away. They were forcefully taken away during slavery, during the colonization period. So our brothers and sisters, they have been wanting to be back at home, but they didn't know which country it is ready to welcome them. But right now they can see that the country of an upright man, that is Ibrahim Traore and his country Burkina Faso, it is welcoming all black people in the diaspora. And also majority of African countries also, they have opened their arms to welcome their brothers and sisters. So we are coming together so that we can fight this imperialism. We have seen how the Western countries, they have been targeting our leaders. Whenever our leaders is coming out and standing and defend his people, the Western people, they have been taking those kind of leaders down. And right now they want to take Ibrahim Traore down. So the black Americans, they are joining the army of Ibrahim Traore, and also the black people in the Caribbean also, they are in defense of Ibrahim Traore. So this is to tell you that all black Americans and all black people in the diaspora, they need to be back here at home so that we can unite and we can have more power, because there is a power in unity. So when we black people, we are uniting, we are having more power. These people, they will start to fear us black people. So first thing that we black people, we need to do, it is to unite. And after uniting, we need to clearly send a warning message to the Western countries to leave our brave leaders alone. It is time for us black people to end this imperialism. We need to bring down this imperialism. These people, they don't want us black people to unite. What they want is to take our resources from our African country, leaving our African country becoming poor. They want to see African countries, all they want it is to destabilize African country. But Ibrahim Traore is coming out and say enough, it is enough. You need to leave our resources. You need to stop destabilizing our African country. You guys, you have had enough of our African. You have used our resources to build your country. You have used our resources, our people. You came out and take our people during slavery. They have helped you to build your country. So now it is time for you to step taking resources from our African country, and you need to stop turning our leaders to be a corrupt leaders, to be a puppet leaders. So what you guys, you need is to stay away from African country. Leave our African country to develop. Leave our African country also to be independent. So we have had enough of you guys. These are kind of message that we black people, we want to send to the Western countries so that they can leave us alone. We are really tired of the Western countries. These people, what they think always it is to make sure that they are on top of the black people. They are on top of the black countries. This is all what these people, they want. So whenever they see these are resources in Africa, they are rushing very hard. They are rushing so fast to come and take that resources. What I'm so proud of Ibrahim Traore, he has managed to kick the France, all the Western countries to his, he has kicked them out of his country. So right now, Ibrahim Traore is being targeted by the Western countries because of removing all the colonizers in his country. And also, he has cut the resources. No, it is their resources, it is not going out of their country. So because of that, the France, they are now really, the economy of France, it has been affected so much to a point whereby they have gone to the United States, telling the United States that to join them to bring Ibrahim Traore down. So seeing the black Americans and the black people in the Caribbean coming to Burkina Faso, it is clearly it is clearly a sign of black people. They are coming at home to unite so that we can have more power to defeat the Western country. So all this, it is what we want as a black people. And for me, I can tell you that I'm so really proud of our African people. Ibrahim Traore, he has united us. Ibrahim Traore is a symbol of unity. This one is not a politician. This one is not a politician. Ibrahim Traore is a true leader. He is a God-sent leader. The only person that he has made all black people to unite, that it is Ibrahim Traore. So kindly guys, subscribe if you haven't, like this video, share, and also comment. You can remember on tomorrow, 30th April, we are marching on the street. We are defending Ibrahim Traore all over Africa, wherever our black people they are, in the United States, in the Caribbean, here in Africa. Remember, we are marching on the street to send a clear message to the Western country, and also we are defending Ibrahim Traore. We are sending the message to the United States, to the France, to all Western countries, telling them to stay away from Ibrahim Traore. Not only Ibrahim Traore, to stay away from our African leaders. For those leaders who they are really defending the rights of the black people, their African country, you need to leave them alone. We cannot allow what happened to Gaddafi to happen to Ibrahim Traore. So on 30th, let's march and support Ibrahim Traore, our African president. Thank you so much guys. Subscribe if you haven't. See you on my next one. Bye bye.